Hello, I'm Cason Cunningham, and today I'm going to be talking about Billy Sunday, um, the baseball playing preacher. Originally from Iowa, he was born into poverty. His father actually died during the Civil War when he was about 6 years old. His family's original name was Sontag. His family was German immigrants. He ended up spending some time in an orphanage as his mother was unable to provide for the family. His speed and agility provided him the opportunity to play baseball in the major leagues for 8 years. He was a center fielder who threw right and batted left. Some of his conversion and evangelical works in his early years. He had an off day on Sunday from baseball, and he and a couple of his teammates ended up going and listening to a preaching team from the Pacific Garden Mission. Sunday decided at that time to become a Christian. He began attending the Jefferson Park Presbyterian Church, a congregation that was close to both the ballpark as well as his home. Following his conversion, Billy Sunday denounced drinking, swearing, and gambling, and his behavior changed, which was noted by not only his teammates but the fans. And Sunday began speaking at churches and YMCA's, and that's kind of how his path into preaching began. One of the interesting articles I found from in one of the newspaper articles was the mixing of history, mixing the history that Billy Sunday had playing America's favorite pastime and having a little bit of notoriety there in combination with his religious fever. By the turn of the century, Billy Sunday had become a household name and well known within the fundamentalist Christian movement. One of his sermons that was written about in the paper was from Luke 19:1, where Jesus passes through Jericho, and the story of Zacchaeus, the tax collector. And basically the thrust of his sermon was he was turning a mirror on society and asking the residents of Chicago, what would Jesus think if Jesus came to Chicago? Would he see you guys in the same light that he saw Zacchaeus? Would he be unhappy? And how would you feel if Jesus came to your town, and what would that look like? One of the other interesting articles I found in my research was the invitation to preach by the mayor of Philadelphia. So Mayor Harry A. Mackey requested Billy Sunday come to Philadelphia to preach a revival sermon, which I found very interesting. One of his quotes was, "Dr. Sunday is needed in Philadelphia at this particular time more than any other man." And that was Mayor Mackey in his appeal to have Billy Sunday come. And the reason he was being asked to come and preach, Billy Sunday was being asked to come and preach, was the city had been dealing with prohibition and a rise in the organized crime, as well as they'd done a raid of basically a known distillery, and they found nothing except for a black book that had the list and prices, paid weekly, salaries of Philadelphia police officers who were on the take. Some of my sources were the New York Times, titled "Urges Billy Sunday to Aid Philadelphia Mayor Pressing Own Cleanup," and then the Chicago Chronicling American, Historic American from the Library of Congress, which talked about his sermon, the sermon that he gave in Chicago. And then another interesting read I found was out of JSTOR, Frederick Griffin's "Billy Sunday, the Evangelist as Patriot," and that kind of more dives into his how he connected patriotism and Christianity, and how America he saw as the chosen people, God's chosen people. Thank you.